Hello everyone. Today's our topic is phase lead compensator in the unit number 8, the design of feedback control system. In the last session, we will study about what is the compensator and what is the compensation in the particular system. So a compensator is an additional device or the network added in the feedback control system to compensate the deficiency in the performance of the system. So generally compensator are used for the time domain system. In the compensator we can generally use a closed loop control system, because in the closed loop control system we can use a feedback element. Okay, now we have a system, and using this system and the feedback element, if we cannot get the proper output, that time we can connect the compensator with the system, with the sensor, with the input or with the output, depending upon the application, to get the proper or the stable output. So what is the compensation? The adjustment of the feedback control system to meet a suitable or the given performance of the system is called a compensation. In the compensation we can set the value of the settling time, rise time, peak overshoot, delay time to get the proper or the good performance. Okay, so the today's topic is design of phase lead compensator using the root locus. We can design a compensator using the root locus method. As you know, how the root locus method is implemented, that we have studied in the last session. So the phase lead compensator is used to improve the transient response in the terms of settling time, peak overshoot, rise time, damping ratio and the natural frequency. As you know, what is the transient time? So in the closed loop system, if we can draw the graph time versus the output C of t, and if we have decided or if we have fixed a final value, so whenever the system is start, we can get some changes or the output, and after some time we can get the final or the desired output. So up to now this region is known as the transient response of the system. So which factor affected in the transient response? So generally in the transient response we have shown the settling time, peak overshoot, rise time, damping ratio and natural frequency. So using the phase lead compensator we can minimize the settling time. Also we can change the rise time. If suppose the example, the rise time is given suppose 2 seconds, and for this rise time if we can not get the proper output, so we can change the value of the rise time, suppose 1 second, using the phase lead compensator, and after that if we can get the proper performance of the system, so this is called the compensator of this system. Okay, so this is the diagram of the phase lead compensator. Here the location of the desired closed loop pose in the S plane. So S plane is given, and we can given a desired closed loop pose in the S plane. Here you can see that the SD is known as the desired closed loop pole. Okay, now the phase lead compensator design step using the root locus. If we can connect or if we can install a compensator in the closed loop system, so that we have a different step to solve the root locus method for the particular system. So the step number 1 is draw the uncompensated root locus of the given open loop transfer function of the system. Suppose the transfer function of the system g of s, h of s is given k upon s plus 1. So the step number 1 of the phase lead compensator is we have to draw a uncompensated root locus, and for that we have to find the number of pole, we have to find the number of 0, after that we have to find the value of n minus m, after that we have to find the value of centroid, after that we have to find the angle of asymptote, and using these all the value we have to draw a uncompensated root locus. Okay, as you know, the system is system equation is for the uncompensated root locus that we have to compensate. So this is the step number 1 of the phase lead compensator. Now the next step is convert the given design transient response specification into zeta and the omega n to find the desired closed loop code. Using the equation is HD is equal to minus zeta omega n plus or minus in bracket under root of 1 minus zeta square omega n and j. Now we have to convert the given design into the transient response specification. In the example, they are given settling time, they are also given the value of Kp or the Kv or the Ka. So using this equation, we can find the value of zeta and omega n. What is the omega n? Omega is the natural frequency of the system and zeta is the damping ratio of the system. So using this value, we can find the value of zeta and omega n and put the value of zeta and omega n in this equation. We can find the value of the HD. So this is the step number 2 of the phase lead compensator. Now the step number 3 is if the uncompensated root locus is not passed from the HD, then apply the phase lead compensation and find the deficiency angle using the equation is phi p is equal to minus 180 plus summation of angle from the open loop poles to HD minus summation of angle from the open loop zeros to HD. So here suppose the HD point is given here, we can find the HD point value and we can get the 2 value. Suppose 2 plus 2j. So sorry, minus 2 plus 2j. So this is my first HD point and this is my second HD point, because always we can get the value in the plus or minus form. So we have to find the uncompensated root locus is not passed to the angle. So we have to find the angle from the open loop poles to SD. Suppose our one pole is at the minus 1 point and the second pole is minus 4. Okay, so we have to find the angle with the HD point. So we can draw the line like that and we have to find the angle from the open loop pole, and then we have to write down here and we can find the value of phi p. Okay, so there are 2 conditions of the phi p. The first condition is if phi p is equal to 0, then no need to apply a phase lead compensator or the uncompensated root locus in the pass from the HD. That means if the value of the angle is 0, we cannot apply the phase lead compensator because the system is always a compensated system. There is no change in the system equation. But the second condition is phi p is not equal to 0. That means we can compulsory apply a phase lead compensation. Okay, now the step number 4. We have to find the value of theta, and the equation of theta is equal to cos inverse zeta. As you know, zeta is equal to the damping ratio of the system, and using the settling time or the rise time or the peak overshoot, we can find the value of zeta. Put the value of zeta in this equation and we can get the value of theta. Okay, and compensator zero angle equation phi z is equal to 1 by 2 180 minus theta minus phi p. Phi p is already known using the step number 3. So put the value of phi p theta we can find using cos inverse zeta and simplify this equation. We can get the angle for the 0, compensator 0 angle. Okay. Now the step number 5 is the compensator 0 ZC is located by the intersection of the line from the SD with the angle reference line as the zeta line, okay, and real axis as shown in figure. So as you know, this is my zeta line, okay, this is the real part of the system and this is the imaginary part of the system. This is my SD point. Okay, now we have to draw an angle from the HD point. So this is my 1 0 minus ZC and minus PC, and this is my second HD point. So we have to compensator 0 ZC is located by the intersection of the line from the HD and with the angle with the reference lines of the zeta. So we have to draw the angle. The first angle is phi z that we have to find in the step number 4 and phi p that we have to find in the step number 3. So with the reference line of the zeta we have to draw angle of phi z and phi p. So this is the diagram of the angle contribution for the phase lead compensator. After that, if the compensator pole PC is located by the intersection of the line from the HD with the angle line as the zeta line and the real axis shown in figure. So the same step is followed. Now we have to draw the angle for the pole and it is the phi p that we have to find in the step number 3. Okay, so in the step number 5 we have to draw the angle with the reference line zeta line and the angle is the phi z and the phi p. Okay, now the step number 6 is find the cascade feedback control system and the gain at the SD point and then calculate the steady state constant at SD. If it is not satisfied as per the given specification, then they adjust the poles and 0 or they use the phase lag compensator. Okay, if the specification is not satisfied, then we have to use a phase lag compensator. And the last step is draw the compensation root locus to verify that it is passed from the SD in order to satisfy the transient specification response. Okay, so in the uncompensator root locus, suppose the pole location is -1 and -4 and using the phase lag compensator we can get the another or the new pole. The one pole is -2 and the second 0 is -3. So we can draw the compensator root locus and we can verify that it is passed from the SD point or not. Okay, and also we can check that it is satisfied the transient response specification or not. So using the phase lead compensator we can set the output for the particular application. Now the phase lead compensator using the root locus method example that we have studied in the next session. Thank you everyone.